Hello and welcome to my June 2026 Digital Cafe Pop In and Learn. Today's topics is tell the story. I wanted to talk about telling the story. And so I kind of broke it down into different sections. So the first section is gather the story. I currently am journaling things that happened a couple years ago. So I think it would be helpful because on my trips, I do a daily brain dump of what we did that day. But for your everyday memories, it might be better if you, on a regular basis, went into your forever storage or historian or wherever you document your memories and just jot down some things to help you kind of memory prompts for when you create a page or later on when you want to go back and look at those photos. Some places to do that. You can do it in forever storage. A lot of phones have a notes app where you can store it on there. OneNote workbook, I've done that before where I've planned a trip and then I use the OneNote to make journaling pages. You can also do voice memos. So if you do better at just recording some thoughts and then listen to that when you're ready to journal, that could be another option. Or some people like to use a paper notebook. And again, like I said, in everyday memories, when you could add your story to a photo or a group of photos in Forever. And let's just go ahead and move away from the handout and I will show you that. When you're in a photo, you can click on one photo and right here you have your description that you can key in. And then later on, how this helps you, if you're making a scrapbook, it helps you remember the story later. If you're trying to find this picture, it'll help you find the picture later. So you can just type it in here. If you have this AI enhance, if you have facial recognition, you get AI enhance as an option. So I click this and it takes this original journaling, missing Scott while he's away, but Oreo's keeping me company with plenty of cuddles. And if you like that, you can accept the enhanced and then it'll add it in there. So how that is nice is later on, if you're looking for pictures that have a name or a journaling that has Oreo on there, if you type in Oreo and hit search, it's going to filter to where that keyword is in there somewhere. So there you go. So these are all the things that have Oreo's name in it. So just by putting that keyword in there, that helps you find it later. But let's say that same story is on all three of those pictures. I can copy this and I can select the first, shift, select the last. Then up here in organize, I can go to bulk organize and add that story to multiple photos at once. I can also from here add a name or select an album or tag. And so you can do all that at once and then you can hit save changes. And so now all three of those photos will have that same title on there. So let's say I want to do this, but I'd rather not have to key it in. You can do Windows key H and it opens up where I can tell the story with the microphone on my computer and it'll type it into the description for me. So, and you can turn it on and off. So it's off right now. So then you can go up here and use the AI enhance and fix that. So that's a nice way if you don't want to type to have this functionality, this dictate functionality work. So let's do it again. Oreo is really missing Scott. He's scratching at the back door and meowing. He doesn't realize that Scott is no longer on the other side of the door. All right. And then we'll do Shift O and AI Enhance. So that's kind of a quick way to do that. On your mobile devices, tablets, phones, oftentimes you can do the same thing. I wanted to show you how you can add your story to your photos right from the app. Again, I have an iPhone and I can record later showing my husband's phone, but for now, you would on the iPhone app for Forever, you would go to Gallery, and then you can click on a photo that you want to add the story to, and at the bottom, you can see the I, and that is where I can add information. So I, and then You'll see on the left-hand side, there's no people. There's a file name, which my phone had attached to this photo, and then a place to add a description. So I can tap on add a description, and then now I can key in using my keyboard. So tell the story, or I can click on the microphone on the bottom right-hand corner. I can dictate the story into the description box. Save. And now you can see where that shows up on my box. Bulk organize you'd have to do on the computer. Then in the handout, I put on there that if you have a Mac computer, then you press the globe key once to start dictating. If you have an older Mac, or it doesn't have a globe key on the keyboard, if you press the function key, the FN key, that will help you to start dictating. And then I've showed you how the AI Enhance works. And then also there's a note there that these notes that you capture in Forever Storage or in Historian transfer with the photos. So if I were to go to Artisan, and we go to Photos, get photos from Forever, and I will grab one of these I just journaled and import it. And then I can right click, let's do there, and then do Properties. Right here, I can copy description. And then I can insert a text box, right click, paste, and then create. And then I can add the photo to the page. And I have the journaling done already. I don't have to redo that work. It also comes in if you do journaling in Historian. You can see right here where it has tell the story. This is where you would type that. If it had words in Forever, it pulls it into here. And then when you send it from Historian to Artisan, it goes with it. Fill in the facts. Looking up more details on places visited, menus from restaurants, scanning your memorabilia. So sometimes you may have a story that's important to your life or your book, and you may not have all the greatest photos to kind of capture the details that you need. Or it's been a minute since you've been on that trip and you knew there was some cool facts that you wanted to include. There is functionality where you can do a visual picture search. All right, so we're at the Grand Ole Opry. So here's this picture. Let's say I couldn't remember the name of this river or where this is. I can right click on it and say search this image with Google Lens. And then this is the view of the Nashville skyline featuring illuminated Korean Veterans Memorial Bridge spanning the Cumberland River. And so what I would do is copy that. And then I put this in here, so that when I'm doing the journaling on my page, I don't have to look that up later. ChatGPT is also good for adding additional details or historical information. I helped a client who was working on a heritage album, and she was looking up the history of her family. They had owned a prominent store in a small community, and she was looking up what that store was called over the years, a different like how it was started. And so there was a lot of really cool stories, and ChatGPT was able to help us find that. That can be a source as well. Next up, we'll chat about gathering the fonts. See you in my next video. Thanks for watching.